Hey kids, welcome back to second episode of Grandpa Makes a Puppet. And I only have one thing to say, and that is, to puppet or not to puppet? That is the question. Whether it is noble in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows to making a puppet pattern, I know not. And the actual answer is yes, because that's what we're doing today, so stick around. Welcome back, everybody. I'm glad to see you. Today marks the second installment of our mini-series entitled Grandpa Makes a Puppet. I just want to first of all say that I am impressed with the amount of votes I got on these puppet designs. I really wasn't expecting that much interaction, and you guys really voiced your opinion, and I really appreciate that. And right now, because of the direction our show is going in, I'm going to find out what puppet we are going to make. So, it's time for a little game I'd like to call...
Who's That Puppet?
It's Pikachu!
It's Seymour!
Ah, come on! That's right, folks, it's Seymour. You voiced your opinions and you are heard. And whenever I make puppet patterns, this is what it's going to look like, hopefully. This was a puppet that I made called Artificial. He was my puppet that I got to puppeteer for a film I wrote called Date with a Dummy, and I got to do the voice and everything.
Well, what can we say?
It's a living.
Now, I don't intend to teach any of you. If you're going to use this video as a tutorial, you can. Despite having two educators in my family, being a father and a sister, I am by no stretch of the imaginator an educator. So, if you want to learn how to make these puppets, I will be following the process set by Adam Krutinger, and I will be putting a link into the description to his channel. He has the entire process about making puppets, and that's essentially what I'm using to make mine today. The first thing you're going to need is a clay of some sort. I'm going to be using Super Sculpey. I suggest using something that's not an oil-based clay like this, but I'm cheap and I had it laying around. The first thing that you're going to need to do is to sculpt out what your puppet's going to look like in 3 dimensions. But for the sake of time, I won't show me sculpting it. However, this is what I ended up making. So you can see I've got the big mandible on there, the butt chin of Seymour, as everybody so like to point out. You gotta carve in where the mouth is gonna go and get the basic shape of how you think your puppet is going to look in 3 dimensions. And as you can tell right now, the sculpture is very tiny, and it's not gonna be this size when we're done. Trust me, I promise. We're not making finger puppets, we're making a full-size Muppet thing. So, be patient. The next step in the process is going to be making it into a mummy. This is masking tape. I suggest getting masking tape, not any other tape will do it. Is to use very, very tiny pieces like so. It's going to prevent you from getting any wrinkles on the sculpture, and that's going to be crucial whenever you're transferring the tape onto a piece of paper so you can get the pattern. Cover the entire thing, mummify it. Okay, so now, as you can see, I have completely done half the face with the masking tape. And yes, I did go a little bit overboard, I think, because the masking tape I got was a little bit too thin, I think. So I kind of doubled up, and that's why you see these more longer pieces. With that completed, I can move on to finding the dart lines I'm going to cut. I'm going to just basically take a pen and mark off where I think the cut should go. I've done the best I can by marking off some spots that I think are going to need some cuts. It's going to be a lot of experimentation with this one, and if this doesn't work out, I'm just going to scrap it all. Now, because we marked it on, I'm going to take an X-Acto knife and cut it out. Alright, it's time to remove the bandages.
Look, it's already falling apart, just like everything else in my life.
Oh, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. I don't think I did this chin right at all.
Oh, it's not working. Someone help me, please. Oh, please. Oh no, help.
See, this really went exactly to plan. But if you get to this point, what you should do is transfer it onto paper, because this obviously isn't gonna last. So essentially, this is what's gonna happen. You're going to put your tape pattern down and trace it out. It looks like a piece of crap, but it's my piece of crap. And why am I on my stool? I think I salvaged what I could here. As you can tell by the state of my hair, I am stressing out over this. I think it's doable. I think it's doable. It's going to be a challenge, but it's doable. So I'm going to run to my school student center, scan this puppy, and print it out on a bigger sheet of paper so I know what I'm going to be working with. I got the pattern printed out, I scaled it up a little bit. I don't know if I did the math right. What I'm going to do is going to cut this out and trace it on some cardstock I hopefully have lying around somewhere and do a maquette version like this and see if it's going to function the way I want it. So cross your fingers at home, everybody. It's not bad, but I feel like something got lost in translation. It's the chin. The chin's the problem. I'm going to have to probably go back to the drawing board. But I'm fine. Measure twice, cut once. That old adage? Didn't listen to it, so lesson learned. A take two going on here, so same process. Tape, all I did was cut off the chin, so hopefully this will work. Hopefully this will work. If not, I'm gonna lose my mind. Hi guys, as you can see I'm wearing a completely different shirt, and that's because it's been a week since I last filmed. You ever try making a piece of art and it's just not going right and you have a bit of a breakdown? Well, why won't you work? Amazing! I don't know why I drew with a butt chin. Grace! Why did I have to draw with a butt chin? Oh, sweet. They could have voted for anything else except they voted for the butt chin. But I'm better now. So I've retraced my steps and actually got a pattern that I think works. And I've taken this and blown it up at least 3 times the size of this one. And so once you get your pattern together, you're going to want to get your foam. I got mine from Joann's. It's about 1/2 inch thick, and you're going to take your pattern and trace it onto the foam twice, and you're going to cut it out with your X-Acto knife. And what you should end up getting is something that looks like this. A very crudely cut out Sonic hand. But remember, you need to cut out 2 of them because together they're going to make a whole. So what I'm going to use to glue everything is rubber cement. This is a lot stronger than hot glue, but the problem is it takes a while. You gotta let it dry and everything. You start out by going around the corners, the cuts, the darts that we cut out of the actual foam. Let it dry and then pinch it together. That's essentially all it is, and that's what we're going to do to get our 3-dimensional shape. So we've got 1/2 done. Now I've got to go and move on to the other one. And the thing is about working with rubber cement is that, you know, you gotta work in a well-ventilated area. Alright, and now I've pinched together everything, and here we are, the start of our puppet. Don't you think you look great? It's a start. Didn't turn out half bad, you know, from putty to foam. We've come pretty far. Look at the scale difference, you see? I mean, this is what we went through. This is more of a my size head to what this is. So I think we did pretty well. I think this is going to be the most effective puppet that I could come up with for this. I think this is all the time I have for. My hands are covered in rubber cement and a little bit too sticky for comfort. What I'll do in the next video is do all the facial features on it. Not necessarily the eyes or anything, but showing where I do the extra foam layering, where I add something like cheek structure, or in this case, the big butt chin. You know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell so you get the notification when I get out the next video, and drop a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think of how everything's going. Hopefully in my next video I'll do a little bit better when it comes to making this thing. Who knows, I might get even more crazier. So tune in next time, and bye!